Hey guys, it's Wolf, and today I have a bit of a different video for you. Today, I'm going to be hooking up some modern, quote-unquote modern video games to this little black and white radio TV. Also, the audio might kind of sound a little bit weird because this microphone has a built-in camera, but it's only like a mono microphone, or this camera. This camera has a built-in microphone, but it's only like a mono one, so I'm also kind of attempting to record the audio separately, but we'll see how that works. The microphone doesn't sound bad, it's just I'd rather have the Blue Yeti audio if possible. So anyway, let me show you guys this little TV first. So as you can see, it's really small. Now the thing is, the reason why it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to hook this stuff up, sorry if the focus is a little weird, but autofocus doesn't really like to cooperate with me on this camera, so I kind of have to do it myself. There's no inputs on this TV really. There's some like dials for changing some stuff, and the only really input on this TV is this antenna on the top. And as you guys know, there's not actually, it can't pick up anything because analog transmitters don't like exist anymore. It's all digital stuff now, so that antenna doesn't even really work actually. And the only input on here is, if you guys can see it, is that little external antenna port right there. So what that means is that the only way for me to actually hook anything up to this TV is through that, or through somehow transmitting stuff. But I've already done this. I actually filmed this video one time before, but everything was out of focus. So I'll show you guys how I'm going to set that up. I'm going to hook up a PS3 to it because I could hook up something more modern, but I'd need one more thing that I don't actually have right now, but I'll explain that later on. So let me show you, well, let me get everything together to show you guys how I'm going to do that. Okay, so first thing I did to get this process going was I went ahead and I replaced the PS4 that was on my desk that I don't know if I actually showed you guys or not, but there was a PS4 on my desk, and now in its place are this VCR and my PS3, because like I said, I'm going to be using a PS3 for this video. Now, could use a PS4, but need an extra step in there, and I'll explain that part later why I can't do it with this. So the first step here, though, as you've probably noticed, is, let me focus in on that, I have HDMI here and the composite out, both plugged in, because the first thing that I need to do to get this to work is I need to change the settings on my PS3 so it outputs composite, because it won't work with HDMI because the VCR doesn't have an HDMI input. So I need to go and change my display settings here to composite, change that, and then change my TV's source over to component AV. There we go. Oh boy, things are breaking. So yeah, I want to accept that. I want to accept that quick before the timer runs out. So now, as you guys can see, we're on that great composite output, and also want to set the audio to that, because audio does actually work on this. It actually doesn't look too bad. So now, as you can see, that's all been changed over. And so now it's outputting composite. And so now the next step is to plug it into the VCR. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so now, as you guys can tell, I have the PlayStation 3 plugged from, itself into the composite in on this VCR. And then I also have the antenna out of the VCR plugged into a coaxial cable. Now, along with that, I also have the TV up and running. As you guys can see, it's on, it's working, it's fine. It actually came like new in box when I bought it. It's not 1 a.m. though, the clock is not correct. Anyway though, it's on. Obviously it's not picking anything up because analog TV signals don't really exist anymore. So then, now the next step is to get this coaxial output into some form that can somehow plug into this TV, which, like I said before, only has an external antenna input and an antenna. So let me show you guys how I'm going to do that real quick. I'll be right back once that's set up. Okay, and so now, as you guys can see on that little TV, there is the PlayStation 3 home screen with, choosing my account and stuff. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, how'd you hook that up? It doesn't have any hookups. So here's the thing. I honestly have no idea how this works. But, and I gotta be kind of careful when I'm moving wires around and stuff. Here's how I did it. The coaxial is taped, literally taped. If I can focus in on it, I'll show you guys. Literally taped to a 3.5 millimeter music aux cord. Now, I am no expert in like formats and stuff like that, and you know all the technology behind it. Really, I have a little bit of an idea of what's going on, but quite frankly, I'm not sure how that works and why it's working. But I know that it does because I've done it before. And the thing is, this TV, the antenna, the external antenna input, happens to be the same size as a 3.5 millimeter aux cord. So as you guys can see, it's plugged in right there. So here's the thing. The reason that I needed the VCR for this was, oh god, I just kicked it out of place and now everything's like out of stuff. I gotta be really careful when I'm playing with the cables because like, yeah, right there even it just lost connection again. I'll have to fix that before, oh wait, no, wait, did it fix itself? Yeah, it fixed itself. Might have to adjust that before I play some video games on here and show you guys. The reason I need the VCR is because I needed the composite to go to an output that, you know, would be like compatible with the TV, so the coaxial. I'm pretty sure if you have an RF modulator, it would do pretty much the same thing because it's outputting on channel 3, as you guys can see, and that's the channel that I have this bad boy tuned to right now. Kind of hard to see that there. And now the reason why I didn't use a more modern game console than a PlayStation 3 was actually because I needed something with a composite output, and PlayStation 4, Xbox One, newer PCs, none of them have that. Now it would be possible with a newer console. The only extra thing you would need would be an HDMI to composite converter, which you can buy for like $10 on Amazon. I just don't have one of those, so that's why I'm using a PS3. Because it's still modern-ish, and you guys can still get the point of what I'm trying to get across here. Anyway, though, let me grab a tripod and show you guys the some gameplay. Actually, what's on my mind now? Let me see. Okay, there's no audio isn't working right now. Audio does tend to work though. I promise. It does tend to work. I'll probably leave it off anyway, though, just because, like, copyrighted music and stuff, because I'm going to show you guys Grand Theft Auto Online playing on here. So I will be right back once I grab a tripod and get the game all hooked up and everything. Okay, and so as you guys can see now, that's GTA Online on the little TV. Not really much else to say there about that one. There's no point in me doing, like, a direct screen capture because, like, you wouldn't be able to tell it was plugged into this tiny TV. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like show you guys how some of the stuff looks in Grand Theft Auto Online and just like play for a little bit. It's New Year's Day 2019 as I'm filming this, and so it's all snowy in Grand Theft Auto Online and everything. Like I said, this is the PS3 version of Grand Theft Auto Online, so as you can tell, it runs at, you know, about 13 frames a second. So definitely not the best version of GTA Online. I've been playing on PC a lot lately, and I've just been spoiled with the 60 FPS. Anyway, though, so let me just like drive around for a bit and show you guys what it looks like and everything. Yeah, this is, I mean, not really much else to say here about that. I think that, if I'm correct, the sound, I don't know if you guys are able to hear that. Hang on, let me put the microphone to the TV. Okay, so you guys could probably, I'm gonna turn that off now though for copyright stuff. You guys could probably hear the car and stuff revving in the game, but yeah, sound works too. I'm assuming that's, I'm almost certain that that's only mono sound. Still kind of surprised that I managed to figure this out, because I didn't think that the aux cord would work, but then I tried this like a few days after I got the TV with my Dreamcast and it worked, and then I was like, well, it would probably work with the PS3 also, because composite output, and sure enough it did. So yeah, some of the magic of technology there, I guess. Talk about legacy format. I mean, plus GTA Online, not only is it just a video game, it's a video game connected to the internet with other people playing it right now. Actually, quite a few people playing it right now. Anyway, though, let me show you guys, like, what shooting and stuff looks like, because there's really not much for me to show, because, like, it's just GTA Online on this small TV, and then I'm probably going to put in a clip at the end here just explaining how all of it's hooked up again with, like, some graphics and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what, like, an explosion looks like and stuff, shooting and everything. So yeah, that's GTA Online on a small TV. Now it's going to take me like a good half hour to put everything away. But yeah, assuming that I do that graphic thing at the end, I will see you guys in a second with some pictures, probably. So the first step in the whole process of hooking everything up was somehow getting a modern game console to output something that would be like recognized by a TV as coming through on like a channel. So the easiest way to do that, I figured, was to hook something up to a VCR, because a VCR can, I guess, emulate would be the word, sort of, a signal coming through on a TV channel, because that's how VCRs used to get hooked up a lot of the times if like your TV didn't have a composite input or whatever. Just a lot of TVs, that's how you hooked a VCR up to it, would be you would hook it up and your TV would recognize it as like a signal coming through on a specific channel number. So I was like, I gotta hook something up to a VCR. So to hook it up to a VCR, the VCR I have has a composite input, which a lot of VCRs, that's pretty much the only input that they have other than a cable or antenna input. So then the next step was to figure out, I need a modern game console to output via composite. Now, like I said, to usually hook this up, you could just put in a composite, like a converter for whatever format your console outputs to composite. But since I don't have one of those, I just used a PlayStation 3, because the PlayStation 3 can already do composite, and so can like an Xbox 360 and all the consoles from that generation. So hook up the PlayStation 3 via composite to the VCR, and then the VCR have that outputting through its antenna out, because then it's simulating a TV channel. So then the next step is just getting it to show up on the TV, which was kind of a challenge because I didn't really know how to do that. And I figured that the VCR was going to have it outputting like it was an antenna. So I knew that like it was the same sort of frequency or whatever as on the little TV. But the thing was, I didn't know how to get a coaxial cable to that TV's only input of external antenna. Now the thing was, I had seen before other similar videos where people had been like hooking up cable to small TVs and stuff, and I saw where they would just grab like some speaker wire and like tape it to a coaxial cable or whatever. They would hook it up somehow so it was like coaxial cable to like audio jack. So I kind of just shoved a aux cord into a coaxial cable and saw what happened, and it worked that way. And then I taped it together to keep it still, tuned the channel on the TV to channel 3, and then it came through, including audio and everything, and that's how all that's set up. So hopefully you guys will see the little diagram of what I'm talking about here on the screen now, assuming I'm not lazy and actually draw everything for it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me hooking this up. I don't really have a use for this setup though, so I mean, unless you guys have any suggestions or anything you would like to see me do with it, let me know in the comments, but otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.